drive like the wind. Welcome back. Countdown underway. 9 minutes. 9 minutes. We get ready for the H1 Unlimited Final here on 610 KONA, Kennewick, Richland, Pasco. Thanks to everybody that made our broadcast possible, and we'll go through the entire list as we get to our grocery outlet post-game show, the Hydro Rooster Tail wrap-up program here on 610 KONA. 8 minutes and 30 seconds, AJ. We go around the horn at this time and talk about who's the favorite. What do you think, Mr. Brewster?
Okay,
Tire Factory
so
turn 2.
All 5 boats in the water, the 9, the 11, the 35, the 40, and the 91. Now, if I was going to pick a favorite, has to be Tate. I don't know if anybody has figured that out yet. We've been talking about it the whole time. Now, if Tate has an issue, something happens, I would look to either probably Nielsen, who's had a really good weekend, maybe Peabody, he's had a pretty good weekend. Eccles, we know, is fast. You know, we just haven't really seen it this weekend yet. And Farrell, it'd be nice to see him get in there, too. I think it really depends on mistakes and who's going to get good position coming into the beginning of the race.
Yeah, and also the river conditions, the big factor, especially in that lumpy Tire Factory turn number 2 out of DQ Grill and Chill turn 1.
I think it's got to be Tate's race to lose, although it seems like every team has had a setback or so except the U91. And you never would think in the final that something is going to come up and bite him. But I'm trying to think of if something did go wrong, if it was his turn for something to have a mishap, who would be the first person at the top of my head to take that checkered flag? And the way the course has been and the way the drivers have been and the way they've been getting used to the course, I just hope it's a very, very close final. Competitive, absolutely. That's what I'm really hoping for, but it's really difficult to go against the U91 and the Tate squad.
Well, it's going to be a little bit different than the limited class of boats that we've seen because we've got a fairly full field, that is. The 9, Beacon Plumbing with Corey Peabody. The 11, Miss Mercury's Coffee Company with Jamie Nielsen. The 35, Batano Homes with Gunnar O'Farrell and Gutters by Keith, also a sponsor on that boat. U40, Flavor Pack, Dustin Eccles. And then you've got Andrew Tate, in the 91 Miss Goodman Real Estate.
Well, you got the defending champion is Mr. Peabody, and we really haven't talked much about that.
Well, that's because the other drivers made the mistake last year. There were so many, 3 boats that ended up jumping.
Hey, Jay, you were saying?
Oh, I was going to say, that's funny you called Andrew Tate Tater because my son calls his boat the Golden Tater.
All right, I like that kid already. No, it's hard to go against the Tate crew. Just seems to have the boat in another gear. It's like he's kind of like, okay, I'll hang out with you fellas for a little while, but I got to go now. And then he just finds that extra gear, and he's such an accomplished driver as well. They all are, and that's why there's not a lot of difference, between. Nobody's really running away with the Apollo Columbia Cup this year. Again, I'm just hoping for a competitive final, but if
30 seconds to the 5.
Okay. If I was a betting guy, I'd have to go with the U91.
Countdown on to the 5-minute mark as we start to see the boats, and AJ's got a good view from Tire Factory, turn 2. All pivoting at the dock.
Pointing out.
So you've got to have contact. You got to have contact with the boat. So do you think this is going to be a big fat race out of the pits?
They find the guy with the longest arm.
Yes.
Hey, Stretch, get over here. Mr. Armstrong, I need you.
Watch Peabody.
Mark, 5 minutes.
Watch Peabody off the end to really come off hot. Peabody, Nielsen, Tate.
Release the
all going to be racing for this position. Here they come.
The Apollo Columbia Cup, Tri-City Waterfallies, H1 Unlimited Hydroplane Final.
Here they come.
We got Nielsen and Peabody up on plane first.
Before the race.
Peabody hits the corner first. Nielsen's on the inside, though, holding his spot. We got Dustin Eccles.
That's where he camps out.
Pack coming up third. Here comes Andrew and Gunnar O'Farrell.
So let's go to
everybody's on the
Buffalo
water.
Brothers turn 4. Nielsen on the
4
inside,
minutes.
Peabody on the outside. Remember, the 1:15 mark is your score up at start finish. Anybody going to cut through the dryer on fire infield? Andrew Tate. From back to front. Nobody else will follow. I thought maybe O'Farrell might follow, but no. Flavor pack across start finish now. Back to DQ Grill and Chill. Oh, we've got 2 boats moving across
Peabody.
the infield. Tate and Peabody.
Yep.
From front to back through the DMZ. Dryer on fire.
So you basically got 5 boats equidistant around the course. Wonder who's got the timing mark, the one that's going to hit the start-finish line when it matters the most.
Well, our first mark's going to be that 1:15 score up at start finish. Oh, another incursion. 2 boats. Nielsen along with Peabody across the DMZ.
Whoa,
and that was close.
3 minutes.
Yikes.
3 minutes.
Nielsen and Peabody so close coming onto the front stretch after heading through the dryer on fire infield at
Wow.
250.
We've had a couple, 3 of those close calls this weekend, haven't we?
It's so tight up here. There's very little Goodman real estate.
Exactly right. You like
There's
that
Nielsen
riverfront
cutting again.
property?
Mercury Coffee.
2:30 mark. Remember, we're looking for the 1:15 score up, start finish marker.
I think Nielsen's going to claim 1 right now.
Yeah, Tate's
And
looking at 2.
Tate's going to be
Peabody's
in 2.
at 3, it looks like.
At least for now, at least for the score up, AJ. Good point. That would put Peabody, it looks like, in 3. Eccles in 4. O'Farrell in 5. We will have 5 boats on
What's
the
the
front
time?
line.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
So they have 45 seconds from there to start finish.
That's going to be a slow crawl.
Should I go through the sponsors again?
You probably could. Maybe not their slug lines, but at least
There you go.
thanks.
Well, look at Nielsen. There's enough overlap.
You know, again, like you're talking about, Mike, if you go completely dead, I mean, getting it back up on plane, that's a fine line that you got to keep riding.
It is.
1 minute, 30 seconds. 15 seconds to score up mark.
Did Tate get enough room to jump into 1? It doesn't look like he did.
Look at this. Get your cameras out. Look at this.
Yeah, here you go. Now the score up mark in 3 seconds, and you're going to have
2,
Nielsen in 1,
1.
Tate in 2,
Score
Peabody
up.
in 3, Eccles in 4, O'Farrell in 5. They are good on the score up. This is not the
race.
beginning of the race. This is just the race around to the official start.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke. Stop. This is
Zero.
This is not a drill. This is the race coming.
All right, so now back around. Anybody
Peabody
try
hits
to
the corner
leapfrog?
first. Looks like everybody's sticking where they were. Did Andrew come out of that okay in the center of that tunnel? Looks like he did.
Yeah.
So that would be Mercury's Coffee and Nielsen in 1. Then Tate on the inside. Then Peabody on the outside of him, correct?
This is going to be fun. 30 seconds, and they're all bunching up in the corner. Who is going to be the first to put their foot in it?
23 seconds as they get to the entrance pin to All Doors Incorporated Turn 3.
15 seconds.
They should
mark.
throttle it up
Here
right
they go.
about now. Here we go. The final for Apollo Columbia Cup underway. Jamie Nielsen, lane number 1. Corey Peabody, lane 2.
3,
Andrew Tate is
2,
in 3 now.
1.
Lane 4, Eccles.
It's close.
Outside O'Farrell. It is
Close.
a close start. It is under review. So they come down the front stretch. Nielsen in lane 1 is going to get to turn 1.
The first boat going to get down here is Corey Peabody. Peabody from lane 2 got down here first with a lot of boat speed, AJ.
Peabody in first, but he's got Nielsen on the inside. He's just got maybe a half a rooster tail lead. Then Eccles on the outside. Tate right behind
Start
him
was
in the
good.
tunnel.
Start was good.
Good start.
So Peabody in the lead coming up the backstretch. Who's going to challenge? Andrew Tate is back by about a half a rooster tail. On the inside, you've got Nielsen. Nielsen's going to catch up because he's on the inside, but not by much because Peabody is really hitting it hard.
The defending champion saying, not so fast, my friends.
Andrew Tate has fallen back. Eccles may become the second place boat as they head into Dairy Queen Turn 1.
It's Peabody down here. No, got almost a rooster tail. Second place is going to the Mercury's Coffee, and then it is the Flavor Pack.
Peabody out in front. He still can't overlap yet. Nielsen's on the inside in second, but watch out for Eccles. He's really got some speed on the outside in lane 3.
Peabody's running away with it, but remember, this is a 5-lap final. There's a long way to go. Second place is your battle. Nielsen on the inside, Eccles on the outside. As they come into turn number 4 at the exit pin, Flavor Pack's going to fall back a little bit, and it's going to be Nielsen with the second place spot right now. By a rooster tail, race leader is Peabody. Andrew Tate is in 4th.
Corey Peabody gets down here with almost a full rooster tail, and it's Jamie Nielsen on the inside, running in second, Eccles wide, and it is Tate in the hallway right now, JM.
Peabody definitely had some struggles there on that corner. Lost a little bit of his lead. Nielsen's trying to catch him on the inside. Eccles on the outside. And then don't forget about Andrew Tate, your national points leader, caught in the middle of that, bringing up 4th place.
He's not making up any ground.
No, he's just trying to stay clean at this point. That's some tough racing out there. Here we go. Race leader Peabody up at the top end of the course.
Another
in the Buffalo
great
Brothers turn number 4. Sun glints off that blue sparkle paint as he crossed start finish. And the white
Andrew Tate starting to make a move, trying to get into 3rd place, but he's got a lot of ground to make up. Don't count out the defending champion.
Corey Peabody down here with the rooster tail, but you're dead even for second place between Eccles and Nielsen. Tate still driving the hallway, AJ.
Pete out front, Peabody out front, Nielsen on the inside. Watch out for Eccles. He's really got some speed. We'll see. And we got Andrew Tate right in between those two boats. We got a race for second place.
Yeah, Eccles with a 2-boat length lead coming up the back stretch. Race leader Peabody, all doors 3. Buffalo Brothers 4 to the exit pin. And then you've got the gaggle of boats as Tate is starting to pull up now. He is way up in the hallway now, and he may try to challenge Eccles for second. Coming down the front stretch, there's 3 boats coming at you, Brad.
Down to the lower corner, it's all Peabody, but then they're 3 wide coming down here, and it is Eccles on the outside in second place. But it is Andrew Tate on the inside now in 3rd.
Andrew cutting in. Does he got the lead as he hits? It's turn 2. Yes, just barely. This is going to be a race down the backstretch for second. We got Eccles on the outside. We got Andrew Tate on the inside and Peabody out front.
Corey Peabody with the race lead, but on the backstretch, second place goes to Andrew Tate.
He's not going to have enough real estate to cover him. The defending champion will repeat as the Apollo Columbia Cup winner.
Second place, Andrew Tate. 3rd, Dustin Eccles in the Flavor Pack. Jamie Nielsen. Mercury's Coffee comes in 4th on the backstretch. Gunnar O'Farrell in the gutters by Keith Botano Holmes with a 5th place finish.
Well, I certainly didn't see that coming.
Wow.
That was wire to wire. He took the lead on the first lap and never looked back. I kept waiting for that, on the outside, for somebody to start coming with managing the course, but he kept that boat speed to the outside the whole time, never relinquished his lead, was never a jet. Wire to wire, what a victory, what a defending champion.
Lap 4, amazing. Wow. Andrew Tate getting through that hallway.
Where was
to
that
make
on lap 2?
ground. That was just spectacular.
I think he had it, but I think he just made his move too late. I think he had the best boat in the field, and he did the best that he could given the circumstances. But like you pointed out, Mike, he was just trying to stay clean, looking for his spot. But I think his spot passed him by. I mean, when he finally got on it, he didn't have enough time.
And then again, you got to take what the water gives you.
Absolutely.
Tate had a really
take a quick
slow
timeout.
start, too. If you watch him off of...
we need to take a quick timeout, AJ. We'll take a timeout and come back with more of our coverage, including reaction from our winner, Corey Peabody, in the Strong Racing Beacon Plumbing next on 610 K1A. Welcome to the Hydro Rooster Tail wrap-up, thanks to Grocery Outlet.
Guys, let me jump in down here, down on the dock, Michael. Michael, let me get down here on the dock, because people are jumping off the dock pretty good, but not you, Corey. And it's all good on the water from the referees.
That's a great feeling. What a race. It was good times out there with Jamie on the inside. It was great. You know, I knew he was going to be hard to get lane one from, but he had it, and that was okay. And then having to leapfrog Andrew back here. So it all worked out. We had a plan. For the most part, it went the way it did. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C. We put it together. We were able to get this win.
This was not the easiest weekend of boat racing you've ever had. Forget everything that happened on the water. For you and your team and your boat, you struggled a bit. Yesterday wasn't easy, but you just kept chopping at it.
Yeah, you get kicked in the nuts, you got to come back, right? So, you know, that's what we did, and you're always going where your eyes go, and that's forward. So let's move forward, and let's go to Seattle and try and do it again.
Oh, no, you get to have some fun here tonight first. You can celebrate this. However, you and I talked just before this final. We talked earlier in the weekend. You love this body of water. This is Corey Peabody water.
I'm loving it. You know, Daryl and Vanessa Strong, hometown for them, get another win here. I think this is our third one since we started the team 4 years ago. So, you know, 3 out of the 4 years, I believe. I could be wrong, but that's pretty good. Completely satisfied with the final, and like I always talk about the tech truck, but I know my N2's good, so that's good. So
that is good. Yeah. I'm assuming you had spotters telling you where everybody was.
Yeah, I knew where everyone was, but man, Jeff Campbell, Mike Campbell, the rest of my team put together a hell of a race boat for us this weekend, and Bill Cahill, Beacon Plumbing, thank you so much for your support on our 2 boats. We'll get that other boat ready for Seattle, and we'll come out there and we'll give you our best.
Corey Peabody, 2024 Apollo Columbia Cup champion. As I like to say, that's really got a nice ring to it.
Sounds great, doesn't it?
Let's go check on the tech truck. You know it comes quick now. We're much better at that. Cross our fingers, we'll get through that. But on the water, you're the man. Corey, nicely done.
Thank you, Brad.
All right. Corey Peabody on the water. He's the 2024 champion, and we hear about it on the water because, as we know, they have to go through tech inspection. Now, this happens pretty quick, and we had a little bit of a question about whether or not... Yes, go ahead.
11, disqualified, DMZ violation.
That's right where I was going. I was advised of that when I got down on the dock, that's what was happening. But one thing we have been really trying to do quickly, and so far we've been able to do it, as Corey Peabody gets a heck of a hug and an embrace from teammate J. Michael Kelly, and they will go celebrate a little bit. Steve Compton, I know the box is already up to tech truck, yes?
It is.
That's all we wanted to know. Michael, we've been trying to do this really quick this year, and we have been. And we've been finding out in basically 10 minutes from finish line to getting the good word, so we're checking it quick, and hopefully before I get done finding drivers, they all left the dock, but I want to go talk to are you sure?
We just got it back.
We just got it. The 9 good. Has cleared the tech truck. Corey?
Awesome.
Where's Corey? Somebody get him the message. We will go down and make sure. Yeah, I'm going down there.
When's the last time we had back-to-back?
Oh, gosh. I don't know.
Oh, gosh.
Let's get down here.
It's been a while.
Let's get down here.
Somebody get Nick Kiss
on our broadcast again. Our Hydro Rooster Tail wrap-up Grocery Outlet. Let the bargain hunt begin. Grocery Outlet Bargain Market.
There, baby. There you go. Oh, man. And I told you, H1's working really hard to do that quickly, and that's the fastest I think I've ever had to somebody's cleared the tech truck. So he not only won it on the water, he won it in the tech truck. Congratulations to the Beacon Plumbing, the U9, Corey Peabody, back-to-back victories on the Columbia. He loves this body of water, guys.
Brad, need to take a quick time out for our friends at Grocery Outlet. More of our Rooster Tail wrap-up coming up next. Rooster Tail wrap-up, Grocery Outlet. No membership needed. Let the bargain hunt begin. Grocery Outlet Bargain Market. Let's see. You asked the question last back-to-back.
Yes.
Nick Kish, Statman.
Statman. I don't know. It's 2015, 2016. Who did he say?
Jimmy Shane.
Jimmy Shane. Give it up for Jimmy Shane. Last time back-to-back Columbia Cup winner. Now Corey Peabody, proud as a peacock on the Peabody of water known as the Columbia River.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that.
And how about that strong racing team?
Darn. Great weekend, huh?
No kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding. Brad, any more interviews down in the pits for you?
Honestly, I don't, but I'm going to go find which. I'm looking for Dustin Eccles. I spoke with him earlier. Let me go find him and his team.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
That's
find
excellent.
him.
We'll stand by for that. I want to send it over to AJ real quick for some final thoughts before we wrap things up. We have a hard close at 5 p.m., guys, so we've got 10 minutes remaining. AJ, final thoughts. Tire Factory Tour number 2 about the full event.
Really quick, for me, the weekend is everybody coming out okay, right? Not just surviving these wrecks, but coming out okay, especially the one right in front of me that involved Bobby King and, of course, Phil Walk. Super scary. I mean, it just split second one way or the other, and it could have been really, really bad. So that's number 1. Number 2, obviously, Peabody repeating. That's awesome. Andrew Tate doing really well, especially having a really kind of sad start on the final and having to fight through the tunnel and claiming second position in that race. So, yeah, really great weekend altogether. We didn't have issues with wind. And, yeah, I'm just glad everybody survived it and everybody's okay. We'll just hope that teams can get their boats ready for next weekend.
That's right. They've got some work to do, and we will take a time.
If I can, real quick, Michael.
Go ahead,
Michael,
Brad.
can we... I grabbed Dustin Eccles, who just explained to me he was in the truck because you got to call the wife first before you come out and talk to me. But whether it was 3rd or 4th place, and I think it was 3rd, you just said that's the hardest drive you've had in a long time.
Yeah, you know, it's a great group of boats out here, and when you get a good start, get out front, you do everything in your power to keep it there. And luckily, the flavor pack guys gave me a great boat, enough to almost, keep up front. But a 3rd, I couldn't be more proud, more happy. And then we're leaving here with everything intact again. It's been our goal. We're keeping this thing together, and we're going to go in there and bring the flavor pack to Seattle now.
Yeah, you said you were almost fast enough. You were almost fast enough in lane 4.
Yeah, you know, the inside hasn't been a very good place this weekend. That's where a lot of the accidents have happened or almost happened, and it's pretty treacherous. And so we just had a game plan. We didn't have quite the gears coming here to run on the inside, so we tried to be smart about it. And I wanted 3. Andrew wanted it worse. And so we took 4 and just made the best of it.
Well, you did a darn fine job. Congratulations. It was a great run. We had difficulty getting some good competition sometimes in our smaller heats. That final was awesome.
Yeah, I hope that was worth everybody sticking around and watching because, I mean, from my vantage point, that looked absolutely great. Kip Brown was on my radios, and he told me, screaming, he says, "You're 3 wide, you're 3 wide." And it reminded me of you calling the races. So if nothing else, made me just keep my foot to the floor, keep it going.
I got one last thing to tell you, that sometime when you came down here, I did yell in the microphone 3 wide, so you can hear it on the replay. Dustin, congratulations. I'll see you next week on Lake Washington.
Thanks a lot. Can't wait.
There you go. Dustin Eccles, 3rd place finish. Thanks for coming out, my friend. Mike, I'll send that up to you. I know you're moving.
Thank you, Brad. We'll take a time out with more of our Hydro Rooster Tail wrap-up show coming up thanks to Grocery Outlet. Again, congratulating back-to-back champion here at the Atomic Cup, the Apollo Columbia Cup, Corey Peabody, Beacon Plumbing Strong Racing. More after this timeout with Grocery Outlet. And welcome back, Michael McDonald, Kurt Cartier. Kurt, final thoughts on the weekend of racing?
Very much appreciated the opportunity once again to join you here at the start-finish line. In my broadcast career of boat races, I'll never have an opportunity to have a vantage point this close, so I'm very grateful for that. The whole weekend was basically when Oz Loxton took a wrong turn. That was kind of the way it was going. They had to shorten the course. Had to overcome all kinds of obstacles, and nobody was really talking about the defending champion until the final heat, and he just went out and took it, and it was never in doubt. I kept waiting for somebody to hunt him down, and the U91, what could have been, maybe Andrew Tate will learn a lesson about when to pull the trigger and put your foot in it. He was patient. He ran a great race, but then when it was time for him to make his move, he just should have done it, in my opinion, a lap earlier. That's what I'll take away from 2024. It was all about acceptance and doing the best you could with what was given you during the situation. So that's what it was all about, attrition and family.
Take what the water gives you. Let's go down to Brad Luce in the Neil F. Lamson pits one more time, our American Radiator pit reporter. Great job all weekend with our Skyline Machinery Sales Tech Updates.
Thanks, Michael. I was just talking to somebody down here. I'm not sure what all happened in the last 35, 40 minutes. I think at 2 minutes to the 5-minute mark, I was standing with you on the start-finish line tower. And I was listening to your call all the way down, and I'm telling you what, that golf cart I've got, it moves. If you put your foot in it, that thing will go. I was rolling. I got to the top of the tower at about the 110 mark, and then we had an outstanding final heat. I was concerned about our H1 fleet and what was happening to it and the show we were putting on. But you know what? At the end of the day, like Dustin Eccles said, that final heat of people stuck around, that was a barn burner. We had good racing up and down the series as well. Our small stocks, 2.5 stocks, put on a really good show. So did our E350s. And even when we put the final heat out there with only 2 boats, it was side by side and good racing. So at the end of the day, everybody's going home with kind of an intact race boat. Nobody really tore it up badly. Our drivers are all walking out of here. That's the most important thing. And Corey Peabody is a back-to-back champion on